And it's really about the Hippocratic Oath and how it pertains to our current dilemma. So I'm just going to read this quickly, and then I'm going to highlight something which I've not considered. And this won't be a long show. I'm not even going to do video. How you guys doing? Nancy, Marie, Tyrone. I don't know what you just said, Tyrone, but it looks cool. So we're just going to read the wiki page quickly, and then we're going to highlight something which was not something I was really aware of, and quickly mentioned how serious, how critical this is. This impacts our current dilemma, and maybe you'll figure it out as we go along. So, the Hippocratic Oath is an oath of ethics, historically taken by physicians. It is one of the most widely known of Greek medical texts. In its original form, it requires a new physician to swear by a number of healing gods to uphold specific ethical standards. The oath is the earliest expression of medical ethics in the Western world, establishing several principles of medical ethics which remain of paramount significance today. These include the principles of medical confidentiality and non-malfeasance. As the seminal articulation of certain principles that continue to guide and inform medical practice, the ancient text is more than historic and symbolic value. Is of more than historic and symbolic value. Swearing, a modified form of the oath, remains a rite of passage for medical graduates in many countries, and is a requirement enshrined in legal statutes of various jurisdictions, such that violations of the oath may carry criminal or other liability beyond the oath's symbolic nature. So note that I just read several times. Again, this is going to be a few-minute video, okay? I don't want this to be too long because I want it to be easily consumable. Note we use the word physician, historically taken by physicians. All right, so your primary care doctor is a physician, of course. Now, so if physicians are covered, who is not covered? Well, let's look at a couple of modified things. The oath, how it's been modified numerous times. In the United States, the majority of osteopathic medical schools use that oath in place of or in addition to the Hippocratic Oath. The osteopathic oath was first used in 1938, and the current version has been in use since 1954. How you doing, Freedom 123? One of the most significant revisions was first drafted in 1948 by the World Medical Association, the WMA, called the Declaration of Geneva. During the post-World War II and immediately after its foundation, the WMA showed concern over the state of medical ethics in general and over the world. The WMA took up the responsibility of setting ethical guidelines for the world's physicians. It noted that in those years, the custom of medical schools to administer an oath to its doctors upon graduation or receiving a license to practice medicine had fallen into disuse or become a mere formality. In Nazi Germany, medical students did not take the Hippocratic Oath, although they knew the ethic of nil nocere, or do no harm. In the 1960s, the Hippocratic Oath was changed to require, quote, utmost respect for human life from its beginning, unquote, making it a more secular obligation, not to be taken in the presence of any gods, but before only other people. When the oath was rewritten in 1964 by Louis, I hope this is the right way of saying it, Louis Lasagna. I apologize for laughing at such an appropriate time. Academic dean of the School of Medicine at Tufts University. The prayer was omitted, and that version has been widely accepted and is still in use today by many U.S. medical schools. Now, the big thing here is in 1995, Sir Joseph Rotblat, R-O-T-B-L-A-T, in his acceptance speech for the Nobel Peace Prize, suggested a Hippocratic Oath for scientists. Now, there's a whole page for the Hippocratic Oath for scientists. A Hippocratic Oath for scientists is similar to the Hippocratic Oath for medical professionals adopted for scientists. Multiple varieties of such an oath have been proposed. Joseph Rothblatt had suggested that such an oath would help make new scientists aware of their social and moral responsibilities. Opponents, however, have pointed to the, quote, very serious risks for the scientific community, unquote, posed by an oath, particularly the possibility that it might be used to shut down certain avenues of research, such as stem cells. So your physician has taken the Hippocratic Oath. Mr. Osan, Dudu Osan, he says he or she, we no longer live in a world where oaths matter or mean anything at all. I'm not completely disagreeing with you, but your physician has taken this oath. Your medical people providing you mental care, if you've been through trauma, have taken this oath. I don't know about first responders. I don't know where they fall. But though that's an oath, the Hippocratic Oath is for physicians. This is such an important thing. The Hippocratic Oath is not for scientists. And here is the problem, ladies and gentlemen. Anthony Fauci is a scientist. He's not a physician. Really, he did a little bit of surgery 45 years ago. Dr. Francis Collins is a geneticist, a scientist, and he's not a physician. Rochelle Walensky studied biological engineering. Scientist, not a physician. The person who ran the CDC previously, Rod Rosenstein's sister. Why can't I think of her name right now? Having a blank. Scientist, not a physician. FDA, business people, such as the Gottlieb fellow, not a physician. So this is the problem. The NIH, NIAID, CDC, National Institutes of Health, I already said the NIH, the Health and Human Services departments. All of our institutions right now are run by scientists who do not have to take the Hippocratic Oath. And their rules, their control has to be taken as law by those who work underneath them. This is such a gap. We talk regularly that the scientists should be trusted. The scientists, and we think scientists, and we see that they're in a health institute and assume that they have taken the Hippocratic Oath, but they don't have to. They do not have to. They are scientists. A physician has taken an oath to not harm you. And if there is something that may harm you, he or she will be open about it because it's a risk. You're taking a risk, perhaps because of whatever situation that you're in. I think it's specifically that really do no harm without some type of disclosure. Disclosure. The Hippocratic Oath does not run to the people running the health institutes, and this is an enormous problem. That's really it. 10 minutes. That's all I had to say. Nancy Rosenstein-Messonnier. Thank you, David Underdown. Great show last night, by the way. So you can dig more into you can read the Hippocratic Oath for yourself. For those who wanted a longer show, I apologize, but I wanted to keep this short and sweet. The Hippocratic Oath is for physicians, not scientists. And all of our health institutes are run by scientists, diplomats, politicians, business people, and not physicians. That was the miracle that I noticed at the Ron Johnson hearing. It became so clear and so powerful finally. I don't know how to solve the problem, but I tell you what, the solution isn't just to keep these two things separate. It needs to be called out, and everyone needs to understand that science has a huge role. It is an honorable trade. It is our temptation as humans to be able to learn more and more about the wonders of this world, and to be tempted with thinking that we have more control over it than we do. How can we balance being the curious creatures that we are without stepping over that line? But we have crossed the line where we have put scientists in control of our health institutes. So that's all, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining. Please spread the word. Make another video. Shorten it up if you can. I don't know how else to say it. This is a huge part of our problem. Thank you, everyone. I may do another show in a little while. Thank you very much. God bless.